Hello and welcome to the next video of ビクター先生の授業. Today I want to focus on 幼稚園 and 保育園. And 幼稚園 and 保育園 is basically kindergarten and nursery schools. As an AOT, you might be asked to go to a 幼稚園 and a 保育園. And I remember the first time I was asked to go, I was really nervous because I wasn't exactly sure how to carry on a 幼稚園 class. I mean, the kids are like from 3 to 5 years old, and I was very worried because I'm like, what can you do? Would they understand me in English? I don't even know what to do. So I was really nervous. But after a while, like within like 2 months, you get a knack for it and it becomes easier. Since I've done this for a while, I decided I want to focus a video on specifically 幼稚園 and 保育園 activities that you could do. So to start off, first I want to give you some little tips and advice so it can make your 幼稚園 and 保育園 experience much better and much more pleasant and you won't freak out. Since we're still teaching English, I would say that rather than focusing on communication and English skills, focus on vocabulary. 幼稚園 and 保育園 is mostly about teaching them like different vocabulary words, and that way they could know how to say those words in English, and they could acknowledge them and they could recognize them for like when they enter elementary school. So for vocabulary, I tend to focus on 4 to 6 words per lesson, and that way it doesn't overwhelm the kids. Also for 幼稚園, it's mostly about playing and interacting with the kids. I usually tend to have like 5 to like 10 minutes of like drilling vocabulary, and then the rest of the time is spent playing and interacting with the kids and using basically the English I drilled into the games. I speak Japanese, but I always tend to use English, and then I follow it with a quick, simple Japanese explanation so that kids understand. But if you don't speak Japanese, it's okay, don't worry. Usually when you teach 幼稚園, you have the homeroom teachers there. There tend to be like at least 2 or 3 teachers there. Just use simple English with lots of gestures and a lot of demonstration. The kids might not pick up on it, but the teachers definitely will. And the teachers will then explain them to the kids in Japanese, and they will guide the kids that still don't understand. Another thing, I advise you to use props. Like I tend to use my Yoshi egg. Props are very fun because it keeps the kids entertained, and they focus more on the props than the actual English, but it's cool because since they're focusing on the props, they don't realize that they're actually learning English, and then they're still paying attention to you. So always use props. I tend to use my Yoshi egg, which serves as a ball. It kind of serves as a tool to like determine turn order, like whoever's holding the egg gets to go. And it's also a simple like passing game. And whenever, like, for instance, music stops, whoever's holding the egg has to do something that I tell them to do. I don't use this, but I always go to school with my Koopa bag, my Bowser bag, and it keeps the kids very entertained and they get really excited. Even though I'm not using it in the class necessarily, the kids recognize me and feel more comfortable towards me if they see me like holding fun stuff like that Koopa bag, for instance. So now, I want to focus on simple games that I tend to use. Very basic game that I always use, pretty much for almost all the activities, is 4 corners. And for you that don't know what 4 corners is basically there's 4 corners in a room, and each corner represents a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the kids all run around the room, and they go to a specific corner, and then the person that's it, which is usually me, I randomly call, for instance, a number 3. And whoever's in that corner, who's ever in that spot, it's out, so they have to sit down. So even though 4 corners was basically used with numbers, you could technically use it with any other vocabulary word you teach. All you need is flashcards. So if you use colors, just put colors in different spots. If you use animals, just use animal cards in different spots. Whatever flashcard you're holding, put them in different spots and have the kids go to them. You're it, so you turn around or you cover your eyes, and then you give them like 5 seconds to go to a specific spot, and then you call out a card randomly, and whoever's at the spot sits down. So it's pretty fun, easy game to understand. I also tend to use janken games, janken related games, and for those who don't know, janken is the Japanese word for rock, scissors, paper. So pretty simple, rock, scissors, paper, 1, 2, 3. Or since they're 幼稚園 and 保育園 students, I tend to just let them say it in Japanese. And for those of you that don't know how to do janken in Japanese, it's 最初グー janken point. It has the same rhythm as the English one. Rock, scissors, paper. 1, 2, 3. 最初グー janken point. So with janken, I use it either in a simple janken battle kind of way. So let's say I have two students. They say just one random word. Like, for instance, I could give them different cards, and then the kids have to say the card names, like lemon, cabbage, and then they janken, something simple. I also tend to do a janken train, janken snake kind of game. And basically what you do is you get kids to pair up, and then the kids in pairs, they will janken, rock, scissors, paper, 1, 2, 3. And the winning student will become the leader, and the losing student has to like link up either by the shoulder or by the waist. So then, since all the kids are in pairs, they're all linked up now, and then the leader of a chain will get another leader of a chain, and they have to janken again. So rock, scissors, paper, 1, 2, 3. And then the winning leader becomes the new chain link leader, because the losing team, they now have to join the winning team. So little by little, each chain starts getting longer and longer, and you start getting less and less chains, until you basically have two long chains, the janken, rock, scissors, paper, 1, 2, 3, and then the winner becomes the winner of the whole class, because the losing team has to link up with the winning chain, and then you have one long chain. So that's basically it. It's janken, train, janken, snake. I just grab the leader, and I congratulate him, and then I just play around with the kids, and I make them go around in circles like a train, and they go choo-choo. And usually that helps me, because it helps me form a circle, so I can proceed to the next activity. Another good activity to do with the kids is fruits basket. Basically for this game, you need to get them in a circle. So it helps if you do the janken snake before, because then now they're in a perfect circle. And you could just have them sit down. And then each kid's supposed to get a card. So let's say we do fruits. It's fruits basket, let's do fruits. So each kid has a fruit card. Basically you just review the cards that all the kids have. So you make them stand up, like lemon, you make all the kids holding a lemon card stand up. Pear, make all the kids holding a pear card stand up. And you keep on doing that until the kids are familiarized with the cards they have. So fruits basket is a pretty simple game. Someone stands in the middle, which since it's Yochien and Hoikien, usually I'm the middle person all the time. So I just stand in the middle. And then what I do is I call one fruit. Let's say I call lemon. So all the kids holding a lemon card have to stand up, and they can't sit on the same spot that they were just sitting in. They have to find another spot. So all the kids in lemon stand up, and they switch spots, and they sit down. Whoever's the last student, I have them join me, and then together we start doing the whole calling the fruit. So the next person would just call like peach. So all the kids holding the peach fruit will stand up and switch places. So basically it's simple. You just keep on calling fruits, and whoever has that fruit has to stand up and switch positions. But the kicker is that eventually you could say fruits basket. And when you say fruits basket, everybody has to stand up and everybody has to switch positions. For Yochi, it's a little chaotic, but at the same time it's pretty fun. As long as they form some kind of shape that looks kind of like the remnants of a circle, it's okay. I mean, they're just young students, so it doesn't matter. They're not going to be a perfect circle. So you just need cards, and it doesn't have to be fruits card. You could do it with vegetables and call it vegetable basket. You could use animal cards, animal basket. You could use sports cards, sports basket. So these tend to be the games that I usually do with my kids, and it's pretty simple. They have a lot of fun. Even though I keep on doing the same games over and over again, I change it up either by the vocabulary or I change a little rule. So, once you get these games, it's easy to adjust once you familiarize yourself with them. It's easy to change it up, tweak it, and then it's a different game. Now I want to give you guys ideas that I've heard other people do. This is not necessarily stuff I do, it's just stuff I've heard people do. You could always do like childhood games that we did when we were younger, and these include stuff like Duck, Duck, Goose, Red Light, Green Light, London Bridges, Ring Around the Rosie. And storytelling, for instance, like the 5 Little Monkeys. Once the kids learn the 5 little monkeys, you can make it into a little skit and have the little kids like make little costumes with 5 monkeys and they're jumping on the bed. So these are pretty simple, just something, not necessarily you're teaching kids English, but you're playing English. And the fact that they're interacting with you, especially if you don't speak Japanese, they're constantly hearing English. So it's good for the kids anyway. So those are some of the those I've heard other people doing, and those are some of the things I've done. Hopefully this gives you an idea and you're better prepared for Yochien and Hokkien. So yeah, that's it for this video. And if I have time later on, I'll actually break down individual lessons that I've done with my actual students and give you a better idea of what you could do for Yochien and Hokkien students. If you're interested in future videos, please hit that subscribe button and keep tuned to future videos. And I hope you guys keep on enjoying them and keep watching them. So yeah, goodbye, see you, and have a nice day. Thanks for watching.